All right, for all you Emini Futures traders out there, okay, what a difference one day makes, right? Just yesterday, we nailed 90 points on this sell-off, right? Straight down. Now today, on the S&P E-minis, okay, we had 70 points straight up green today. All right, 2 days of back-to-back monster gains, guys. In this video, I'm going to show you how to trade the E-mini futures. Let's do it. All right, what's up, guys? It's Mark here at Dino Trading. Let's just get right into it. Probably one of the most craziest back-to-back trading sessions, right? Yesterday, people thought the whole world was over. Market just plunged 90 points on the S&P, so 90 handles down, straight down. And today, right, all of a sudden people are happy and skipping around like they don't have a care in the world, right? Market goes straight up for 70 points off of the low. So just in 2 trading sessions, this was about 160 handles on the S&P, right? And what about the NQ? Do we have the NQ going? Yeah, here's the NQ, the NASDAQ 100 E-mini futures. I know a lot of you guys out there like the NQ. I love the NQ as well, and it was no different, right? Yesterday's session, right there on the nose, 1:45 p.m. Chicago time. Draw the high, draw the low. Look at that sell-off. Right, which was forecast by this retracement right there. Okay, and same thing today. I hate to say it, guys. A lot of the moves in the NQ and the S&P, we'll get into it in just a few seconds here. A lot of these moves, man, happen in the overnight session, right? Green signal, draw your high, draw your low. You wait for the retracement just like that, and it was just off to the races. And, by the time you start your trading session in the morning, the regular session, the market's already gapped up like 300 points, right? But if we go back to the S&P, what have I always said, okay? What I've always said is you got to take what the market gives you, okay? Always be prepared to spot and forecast really good signals because, listen, on some of these big up days, just like on some of those big down days, there's a lot of continuation. Right? If you have a big gap up, right? Say you have a big gap up right here, typically the trend is going to continue, right? So what we're going to do here in this video is we're going to draw the retracement zones on both of these signals, all right? Both of these bullish signals. Let me just pop these in for you, okay? So that one right there and that one right there, okay? Now, why exactly are these retracement zones so important or so significant, right? Well, the retracement zones, guys, all right, this represents an area where there are a lot of buyers waiting. What do I mean by that? Okay, well, you got 2 types of buyers, right? Number one, you got the guys that didn't cover their short position, right? All those guys that killed it shorting the market yesterday, okay, and holding their position through the next session. By the way, that's what this line here, this black vertical line represents. NinjaTrader draws the session break line between the previous session and the current session, right? So when you have a lot of guys who were short from a big sell-off the previous day who haven't covered, right? And you also got a lot of the dip buyers coming in, what I call the natural buyers. Well, then what do you have, guys, right? What you have is a recipe for a massive, massive up day. Make sense? And so today was probably one of those days where if you had a trading bias, right, a directional bias to the long side, meaning you were positioned to the long side today, then simply identifying these retracement zones, guys, was your winning ticket, right? So let's jump over to the T-bar chart and see exactly what happened inside those zones, all right? So this is the T-bar chart. I've got the 2 zones popped in here, right? Now, don't freak out. All I did was pop in the Dino bar zone, okay? There was only 2 of them today. Here was one, and here was the second one. All I've done, guys, is I've taken these 2 zones, and I've popped it into the smaller micro chart. I call mine the T-bar chart, all right? So let's take a look at the first zone, all right? So what happened here? Well, price dipped back into the zone, right? You know what comes next. We draw all of our pivot points as best as we can. And as long as price is inside the retracement zone, we're doing what? We're looking for 2 falling dots. we want to connect it with a straight line like this because we want to see price break out, right? So lo and behold, price is inside the zone. We get two falling dots. That makes our trend line look like this. Okay, and that trend line smashes to the upside, as you can see represented by this box right here, and the stop gets placed one tick right there below the swing low, right? And if we squish this in, well, you know what happened. It was a huge 80-point winner on the S&P. Now say you miss this trade, right? You miss it, you miss it. Nothing you can do. Well, let's take a look at the next zone, okay? Really drill down on a microscopic level. So these two trend lines, right? This one over here and this one over here, that was it for the retracement today, right? And both of these potential signals got filled, as you can see represented by these boxes. This was where the trend line got smashed to the upside. Stop gets placed on the first trade right there. Stop gets placed on the second trade right there, right? And yeah, this one was a small loser. You can see this one ran for a few points, kind of danced around the zone a little bit, and came back, right? Stopped you out. But you're still within the zone, right? If I go back to the dyno, we are still inside the zone, right? So guys, you gotta condition your mind, your brain, okay? That as long as you're inside the zone and it's a bullish zone, you're a buyer, man. You're a buyer, and shame on you if you tried to short this market thinking you were at the top, right? Because on the very next setup, this trend line break right over here, that thing ran for 20 handles right in your face, straight up. And everything that I just showed you happened in this zone on the T-bar chart, what I call the micro chart, happened in the dyno charts in this zone right here, right? And from a few moments ago, this zone right here. So guys, that's how you forecast big moves, man. I hate to say it, but if you're not passionate about day trading, if you're not passionate about the markets, if this doesn't get you excited, right, this ability to forecast the starting point of a trend before it actually starts, then I don't know what you're doing, right? We've had two straight back-to-back days on the S&P, on the NQ. Volatility is here to stay, guys. You've heard me say that before. And this is my new favorite saying, okay? There is no force on earth that will ever stop a trend, okay? So if you're interested in the Dyno Bar professional chart style, get in touch. Hey, listen, guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next trade.